That concludes the prepared questions we have, so we will now go to the closing statements, which are 3 minutes each, and Mr. Smith will give the first 3-minute closing statement.
Thank you. You have a clear choice in this election. We have very different perspectives on what needs to be done in state government, and you've seen that today. My opponent has said he has the most experience in government, and he does. In fact, he's been in the state legislature for 12 years. Now, we've paid Senator Schuler about $600,000 for those 12 years. You should ask yourself, are we getting the most bang for the buck? Well, when I go around the district, most people don't even know his name. People keep asking me, now, who are you running against? One of the reasons is that Senator Schuler's legislation is not based on business solutions to public problems because it doesn't focus on what's most important, you. Let me give you a sampling of the senator's legislation over the past couple years. The one he mentioned changes the name of the Office of Township Clerk to Township Fiscal Officer. Changes the way real estate appraisers are allowed to work in Ohio. Basically eliminated that onerous one-time $20 commercial activities tax fee. Designates October as Ohio German Heritage Month. Permits the BMV to start selling Ohio horse license plates. No wonder he's been able to pass the most legislation. Now, one of the most important pieces of legislation that he passed basically loosens regulations on basic telephone service, which allows Cincinnati Bell Telephone to increase your bill faster than they were able to otherwise. Now, I'm picking on Bob tonight, but this is basically the story with the entire General Assembly. We are not getting our money's worth with this old management. It's time to change. I will focus on health care, school funding, job growth, and urban sprawl. Now, if you haven't heard enough tonight, I encourage you to read my website, mrsmithgoestocolumbus.com. Now, if you don't have web access, I want you to call me. My home number is 513-321-0020. I promise I'll get back to you. As for my website, I guarantee you that it is the most complete and most fun website at any level. You are hiring me with your tax dollars. You should know as much about me as you would if you were hiring me for your company. And for that reason, I have provided my complete resume for download. Now, I would ask you to also look at Senator Schuler's website. Unfortunately, he's decided not to put one up. I will never take your vote for granted. After 4 years, if I have not tangibly made your life better, if you don't know my name, then I don't deserve to be reelected. If you want real solutions to our most important problems, I ask for your vote on November 7th.
Thank you. Mr. Schuler?
Okay, thank you. First thing I want to say is that I've looked at Mr. Smith's website, and I don't have a website like his. I've had a website now for 4 years. I still have it. Anybody that uses a computer can get on it. If they can use Google, I mean, go into Ohio Senate, you can go into Bob Schuler or Senator Schuler, and it'll give you the website. Or you can call me and I'll give you the website. So it's been there, but so I don't know why he says I don't have one. What I don't have is a website that denigrates my opponent. It just talks about me and what I've done, what bills I've introduced and passed, what awards I've got, and so forth. Talks about my family. It's a bio. It tells about me. It tells what I've done. I don't denigrate him. I don't have any elusive scatological references in mind. It's just about me, and I think that's what people want, more of a positive. You can watch TV all the time if you want to see all these negative ads. Mr. Smith mentioned some of my bills, and those are bills introduced. The horse bill would give money to rescue horses from racetracks that are going to be destroyed. I also did a pet bill, and the pet bill, the money that's sold from that goes to spay and neuter so that there aren't more feral animals running around. I mean, these are needed things. They're not going to solve all the problems of the state. But I did a feticide bill, which makes it a crime to kill an unborn child. There have been several cases of people prosecuted. I've done a cell tower bill so that you don't see cell towers in the neighborhood. I've done a planned unit development to allow people to have input on planned unit development so they don't build right next door to you. But a lot of my bills are like, I help joint fire districts to combine. I do TIF legislation. When the downtown Inc. needed to redo theirs, I did those. And those are all things that need to be done. So I've done a lot of mundane bills, but I think I've done important bills. When we needed to finance Fort Washington Way, I came up with the idea of order to get the financing so that could be built. I did it because they were going to take the money away from my district, which was Interstate 71 widening there. So I found the money so that they could do that and this project. So through the years, I think I've earned that money I made. When I was first asked to run for the legislature, my wife Sheila was here tonight, and I had a real decision to make because I had been in business for 20-some years, and running for the legislature was a sacrifice of time, and you have to spend several days in Columbus. It also cut our income by about 50%, so that $600,000 or whatever it was that I earned certainly wasn't as much as we were earning before. But our children were out of college, we didn't have the tuition, our house was paid for, and I thought it was worthwhile to do something to help the state because of what I'd learned with all the volunteer work I'd done till then.
Thank you both.